Hello, today let's learn next lesson. Just imagine that your bank account credited with 86,400 in your account. There is just one catch. You have to spend it all in one day. You cannot carry over any money to the next day. What will you do? Just imagine that. So what is that? That is 24 hours for day, 60 minutes per hour, 60 seconds per minute. Altogether 86,400 seconds. So everyone gets 86,400 seconds in their account every day, which may not be carried forward. So everyone has to utilize it on the same day, whether you use it or not, doesn't matter. But time passes, time progresses. So that is time. So today let's see how to manage one's time effectively and how to utilize one time. So first, to know the value of 1 year, ask a student who failed in examination. To know the value of 1 month, ask a mother who gave birth to a premature baby. To know the value of 1 week, ask the editor of a weekly newspaper. To know the one value of 1 day, ask a daily wage laborer with kids to feed. To know the value of 1 hour, ask the student who is waiting for the result. To know the value of 1 minute, ask a person who missed the train. To know the value of 1 second, ask a person who just avoided an accident. To know the value of 1 millisecond, ask the person who won a silver medal in the Olympics. So, why time management is just to utilize available time in optimum manner to achieve one's personal as well as professional goals. So it depends on how a person uses it effectively and efficiently. Why time management is important? Time management allows to eliminate wastage. We can eradicate wastage and to be prepared for meetings. So we can prepare for the meetings in advance to reduce excessive workloads. We can organize our work schedules effectively to also check progress effectively, and it allocates resources use appropriately based on the task importance, and also it ensures that long-term projects are not neglected. It also helps to plan each day and each week, month, year efficiently. Why one fails or common problem in time management? So there are two problems. One, psychological problems. Psychological problems, indiscipline. Indisciplined person cannot manage time effectively and efficiently. And procrastination, the people who have habit of procrastinating things cannot manage the time management. Otherwise they have problem in managing time effectively. Inability to say no, there are some people who may not say no, so they have to face the problem. Lack of focus, so no focus on the work also leads to trouble in time management. Interested in too many things at the same time, so they have many things to do at a time. It leads to a kind of disorganized, and which leads them to face problems in psychological problems. Lethargic attitude towards life, careless, casual, take it easy attitude towards life also leads to that. The second problem is organizational problems. So inability to stick to routine or schedule. Some people they find it very difficult to stick to the routine or schedule. They keep on changing the schedule or routine based on their convenience and comfort. Tendency to find out shortcut. Some people they think that it's very boring and it takes a lot of time, so they want to get it done in a quick time, so they you look for shortcuts, starting the next task before finishing the previous one. So before completing the first task, they start the next one, and two left incomplete. Lack of proper prioritization, so they don't have any proper prioritization dividing the work. Lack of review and monitoring system, they don't have proper reviewing and checking system in place. Inability to find out deviation, they do not know where they are deviating, where they are moving out of the track. So most of the time they think that yes, we are in right track or right path, but at the end they realize that they are not in a correct path. Poor delegation of the work, so they no, may not focus on the work, and which leads to organizational problem. So according to Stephen Covey's time management matrix, there are four things: urgent, not urgent, important, not important. So urgent and important, so which crisis, pressing problems, deadline driven projects, meetings, preparations comes under the first one, which is important and urgent. The second one, not urgent but important: preparation, prevention, value of clarification, planning, relationship building, true recreation, and empowerment. And third one, urgent but not important: interruption, some phone calls, some mails, some reports, some meetings, many proximate pressing matters, many popular activities. So the last one, not urgent and not important: busy work, some phone calls, time wasters like playing games and escape activities, procrastinating things, irrelevant mail, and watching TV excessively. All this leads to category 4, not urgent and not important. It's very, very important to know which are the things urgent and which are important, as well as not urgent and not important. Once one can categorize these labels, then they can use the time effectively. So for that, one has to follow smart goals. What smart goals? It should be, the goals should be specific. One has a specific goal, and it should be measurable as well as achievable and positive. At the same time, he has to see whether it is realistic or unrealistic, and rewarding or not rewarding. So it should be realistic, and it should get output, and it should be completed in the time frame or time bound. So then they are called smart goals. Management. Some tips for successful time management: doing things with concentration, dedication, conflicts, and commitment, and not in a careless manner. So one has to focus on the thing with dedication and art. Trust others and distribute work to others. So yeah, trusting others is very, very important. So most of the cases, some may not trust others and they want to do everything on their own, so it is a waste of energy as well as time. So never think about unnecessary things and never interfere in others matters. It's also number one, so should not think about unessential things in, and also don't interfere into others matters, which leads to trouble in managing one's time. Postponement of planned events and an avoidable bad habit. So the most of the cases, this unplanned events, sometimes planned events also postponed and procrastinated to other date. And break down your goals into smaller tasks with manageable steps. If you think the goals are very, it's like long-term goals, you can make them into smaller with manageable steps, like how you can achieve it. You can have a proper plan and be punctual. So once you have set priorities or set deadlines, you must follow them. At any hurrying up is to always the best way of doing a thing faster, so you have to hurry up every time. Don't forget or misplace things. So once you have set priorities, set goals, you have to keep that in mind. You do not forget about it, and you have to do that at any cost. Use a calendar. So here you can use a calendar or something. You can use the technology, like there are many apps that are available in mobile phones nowadays. So you can use any one of the apps to make time effectively. Crucial tips for effective time management. So what are the tips you can do to manage your time effectively? So first one, prepare a time chart for a week detailing all the activities. So before the beginning of the week, so you have to plan that week, how you are going to spend and what are the things you need to complete in that week, everything in detailed manner. And find out the actual time spent on each activity. So the next, you plan for each activity how much time is required, and based on the time required you can set the time. Set your goals in the various areas based on the needs, social obligation, recreation, etc. Break down long-term goals into yearly, monthly, weekly goals. So the same goals, break down them into something like smaller one, like yearly goals, monthly, weekly goals. Prepare a list of all activities to be done the next day. So before going to bed, you must have a list what you are supposed to do the next day. Have some to review the day's performance and make plan for next day. So end of the day, you must review, you must assess one's day and that day's performance. Based on the performance in the day, they must make plan for the next day. And also they must have some to meet certain emergencies or unforeseen contingencies. And one has to be creative, think, find the solution for the problem, don't, instead of crying about the problem. And they must develop good work habit and do the right thing at the right time. So they must know what to do at right time. And the next one, set priorities. So everyone must set priorities. So based on the priorities, like that, urgent, not urgent, important, not important. So based on that, try to eliminate unproductive activities. Evaluate your performance and working assessment periodically. Learn to say no when necessary. Set realistic deadlines. So when you are setting deadlines, it must be realistic and measurable and achievable in a time bound. Reward yourself when you meet your deadlines. So whenever you complete your deadlines or whenever you meet with your deadlines, you must appreciate yourself. Do one thing at a time where task requires concentration. So if sometimes multitasking is possible, and sometimes in some certain cases it may not be possible, in those cases you have to do one task first and the second next, like that. And the use of technology is also very important. How effectively you are using the technology is also play an important role. Very important to do, don't procrastinate. So important task is to do not procrastinate, stay focused, enjoy everything you do. This is very important aspect. So one has to enjoy every day and whatever the work they do. So these are the some tips to improve one's efficiency or using time effectively in their life. So if you like the video, please subscribe my channel and do ask your friends to subscribe it. Thank you very much for watching.